Well, hey everybody, welcome to the Neurodivergent Normal. That was our good friend Stan Needham Walker with a song called I Had a Breakdown Last Year. I can very, very relate to that.
Good song.
Yeah. Hey Danny, how are you?
Hey, good John, how are you?
Yeah, having a week, lots on, but I had, when you've been a bit overwhelmed, but then you have like this day where you're kind of like a shopping trolley going down a hill with no brakes, but you managed to land it and finish first. That was my day today. So I'm in a much better mood.
I feel that. I'm glad that you were able to finish first and really land the shopping trolley at the end. I mean, I had an unusual day. I guess it's a count your blessings kind of day because my bed broke. Yeah. What happened, I had to shift it like an inch and the headboard just kind of ripped clean off. Like the metal things that held the nails in, they came apart. And I was like, well, I feel like this is kind of a comical, unfortunate circumstance. But if I count my blessings, I mean, at least I wasn't sleeping in it at the time or doing the sex or anything. So really, it happening the way it did might have saved me from hurting myself.
Yeah.
So,
Awesome.
Thank heavens for small mercies, I guess.
Yeah. So for anyone who does watch more than one episode, apologies we didn't have one a couple of weeks ago. We did kind of have a different plan, but didn't quite work out for various reasons. But yeah, we're still here, and we'll still be releasing every 2 weeks. We're actually going to start recording a backlog of stuff offline, so that we have backup episodes and stuff. And who knows, maybe we'll just jump on and, I don't know, shoot the shit at some point about whatever takes our fancies if we need to.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, so Stan, we've known for many years. We seem to say this about every guest, but all our good friends want to come on, and we love talking to them. And as we've said before in episodes, we all us neurodivergent people tend to run in packs, even though we don't realize we're doing it.
Yeah, definitely.
So we've had a wealth of talent to draw from. But I've been watching Stan, particularly with music over the last few years, just really blossom and go through the diagnosis journey. So let's bring them in. They got a cool microphone going too.
It is a cool microphone.
Yeah.
Hello, how are we?
Hi Stan, how's it going?
I'm very good. I'm very good. How are you guys?
Good.
Having an interesting week. One of those weeks that just kind of turns a corner at the last minute.
Yes,
Yeah.
we love those
Yeah.
kinds of weeks.
For the better.
It's Wednesday. That's a good start.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to have one of those years, actually, a year that turns the corner
Yeah,
at
yeah.
the last minute, because in some ways it's been rocky so far.
I feel that mine's been a bit of a roller coaster as well. I'm hoping for. I don't really like roller coasters, so I would like to get off it
Yeah.
for the rest of the year. That would be nice. But yeah,
More of like those cars at Dreamworld that just they drive themselves and you just sit comfortably with the cushions on the steering wheel.
Yeah. I used to like roller coasters a lot, but at my age, I think they might hurt my neck and back, and that's true of life as well.
yeah, they will. I went on my first one a couple of years ago. I screamed so loud that I had people looking at me. My partner at the time was dying with laughter, and I lost my voice afterwards. It was all croaky. So
Oh, right, yeah.
I will not go back on again.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Yeah.
I somehow developed a fear of heights. I don't know if that, I guess that does happen, but I didn't have one when I was a kid. I was just leaping off of buildings and whatnot. But now I'm just like, if the staircase is too high and it doesn't have a railing, I get vertigo. And I'm like,
I think something happens when you get older. You get some. I don't know if it's responsible, but you just kind of are a bit more wary of your surroundings.
Yeah.
Like I don't throw myself into things anymore.
Yeah. I actually did go on a carnival ride a couple of weeks ago, and I enjoyed that because that was like a full body stim.
Yeah,
it was one of
nice.
those ones where you're in a cart on the end of an arm, and it it throws you around.
Oh,
So-
fun! That sounds like fun. Better than a roller coaster,
yeah.
for sure.
Stan, I'm sorry, I will just ask you to turn up your mic just a fraction before we
will.
go on.
Such a mumbler. There we go.
Oh, it's okay.
Is that better? Can you hear me better?
Just a tad more.
Tad more?
Yep.
How about now? Hello.
Yep, I think that's
Hello.
good. There we go.
Hello.
That's
Awesome.
much better.
Cool.
Cool. Well, let's dive into some questions, shall we? So let's start the journey. So what flavor of neurodivergent?
I was diagnosed with complex post-traumatic disorder in 2024. It's actually a funny story. Well, kind of. I did go in seeking a autism diagnosis in 2022. But because of the amount of trauma that I've kind of gone through in my life, the psychologists were like, we need to kind of go unpack the trauma before we go into the land of neurodivergent. So I went through a couple of psychs, ended up with one now that I'm stoked on. Got the diagnosis in 2024, and I've just been going through some EMDR therapy since then. So, yeah.
Did you?
Just quickly for anyone who doesn't know, do you want to just lay out the EMDR therapy?
EMDR therapy. I've forgotten what it stands for. That's bad of me. So I do the version where I hold paddles. They're vibrating paddles. It's a bit stronger than the eye movements, which is where you look to a moving dot on a screen sort of thing. So I hold the paddles. Me and my psych go through either a feeling, if I can't really think of an event, and we lock onto the feelings that come with that. And your brain just kind of processes it. You don't have to talk if you don't want to.
Wow.
There's a lot of crying involved. That just comes out of nowhere sort of thing, and it really helps process things that have happened in your childhood, and you can. It's like the lingering thoughts you've kind of always had aren't there anymore.
Yeah.
So this might be my new hyperfocus. I've just looked it up.
I'm gonna look it up.
It's I highly recommend. You really have to trust your psych. psychologist or whoever you go through it with. But yeah.
So you've been seeing the same psychologist since the CPTSD diagnosis?
Yeah, that's it.
I'm wondering if you also got the autism diagnosis eventually, or if that's maybe something to assess in the future.
That's what we're looking at this year, hopefully. They have specialists at the clinic there, so just trying to save the money, because we all know diagnosis can cost a bit of money. To go through that. And yeah, because I think the more I work on some traumatic experiences, the more I'm realizing there's some fun little quirks that I've had since birth that might not be with the trauma related. Unfortunately, they just interrelate a lot, CPTSD and sort of autism traits like sensory overload. If I'm feeling a bit like stressed or I'm having a flashback or something, I'll feel the same sort of sensory overloads that people with like autism experience as well. So we've got to kind of figure out if it's just trauma or if it's more. But my psych thinks it might be more. So we're going to be going into that this year.
Right. That'll be a journey in itself.
It will be. It's been a long one already. So yeah, but I'm looking forward to it.
What prompted you to get started in the first place, like with the diagnostic journey? Was there something that made you go, okay, there's something going on that's worth looking into?
I think there was always been this like lingering thought of like what's wrong with me. I don't know, experiencing just like high school, primary school, early 20s. I just always felt like a bit different from everyone else. Like I felt like I've gone through a lot of hardships that not everyone's like gone through. Just felt like I experienced things a lot differently, and I moved down to Brisbane and just kind of had a lot of self-abandonment and just partied a lot, and turned 30. COVID happened, and I think it was the first time I'd stopped in a really long time. And then I noticed that like I was regressing a lot in like social interactions. I just couldn't handle them. It was just isolating, needing to be alone. My addiction with alcohol got really hectic, and it just got to a point where I was like, I need help. I need to figure out what's going on. I've had depression and anxiety my whole life, so just I wanted something more. I was like, there's something going on. I need someone to like understand what's happening up here, and yeah, that kind of prompted me, and did 4 years of sobriety afterwards. So
that sounds very familiar.
Yeah.
I was, when COVID first happened, I was like, yeehaw! I don't have to go into the office. I don't have to see anybody. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
And thrived for about a month or two until I was like, oh, being alone with my thoughts is actually kind of scary.
Yeah,
I have to think about things.
Yeah.
And even I kind of like people, even though I didn't think I did.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think I'd spent a lot of my 20s as a bartender, so I was used to giving to people and putting on like the hey, how you going, and making people's nights, or trying to. And then COVID happened. I'd also just swapped from bartending to a job at Flight Centre, which was probably not the best timing, and ended up working from home, then got made redundant, and I got really bored really quickly and very self-destructive at the same time. So yeah,
I think it's hard because there's a lot of studies showing that just neurodivergent people, whatever the neurodivergence is, are more prone to substance abuse. But I think a lot of people sort of end what they think about that there, and like, oh, it's because they're neurodivergent, when actually it's that you're struggling, you have very little support, you don't know where to turn, and you just it might start as a little bit of escapism, or for me when I was younger, drugs kind of started as like a social lubricant, I guess, and then it just can kind of spiral out of control, unfortunately. Wow. And so with I mean, what was that like? So so do you work in bars anymore?
I've actually gone back. I didn't work for a couple of years in bars. Employment's a bit hard at the moment, but I am studying, so predominantly a student, and I'm working casually in a brewery at the moment.
Okay.
But it's going great. I think
Better place
having a
mentally.
break. Yeah, and it's a great place, like great people to work with, so that helps a lot for sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
And-
Congratulations on the sobriety.
Thank
Yeah.
you, thank you. I
Huge.
have been drinking a bit more nowadays. I think the 4 years ended like a year and a half ago, but
Yeah.
I've got it just gave me a whole new like grip on drinking, and there's no like I don't
It's not a
throw
coping
caution
tool.
to the wind. Yeah, like
Mm.
yeah,
Thoughtful,
yeah,
mindful.
yeah. That's it.
Yeah, and how did you find the diagnostic process? I guess starting with the process of finding a good therapist and
Yeah, I found it frustrating, I'm not going to lie. Just my brother got diagnosed with ADHD when he was 7, and that was in 2002. So my mum is very stubborn when it comes to sort of neurodivergency, and when I would ask her about my childhood, she would be like, "Oh, you were just very smart." I'm like, "Okay, cool. you wanna give me some more?" But
yeah.
and then just with like a lot of stuff that happened in childhood too, it's just hard to kind of have that like backstory to bring in as well.
Quite often with neurodivergence, it can be you're very smart, but
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think I found it frustrating because I think I found I wanted to ignore my trauma, and I wanted to get like an autism diagnosis because that's what I felt like I really related with. So initially I was frustrated, but then I realized I just really had to come to terms with my trauma, and then maybe, you know, we'll just knock 2 birds out with 1 stone. And yeah, but it's been a long journey. I mean, I'm still on it, I guess. So yeah.
I've gone the opposite way. So the autism diagnosis was first. I don't know exactly. I'm not my therapist, right? So I don't know how to explain it properly. But basically, the idea was that I was in such a crisis of autistic burnout and ADHD burnout that it was kind of masking the deeper trauma because I dealt so little into the earlier trauma.
Yeah.
That they would just. She did say to me, like, had we known this, we probably would have done the CPTSD first.
Yeah.
And then gone to the autism, but we can't do it backwards. But now we'd start like I'm about to start with a new therapist and probably dive into that side of things.
Yeah. Well, I do recommend EMDR therapy if you get.
Cool.
I find it's good if you get a bit over the talking of it. I don't know. Told my story to a few psychs, so just
I stopped going to psychologists as much because I was just like, if I have to learn one more breathing exercise and re-explain myself, I'm going to choke someone.
Yeah.
But I did bring it up. So it is eye movement desensitization and reprocessing. And I'm looking at, and it's something to do with basically bilateral stimulation between the left and right brain.
Yeah.
And the therapy helps mimic REM sleep to reprocess the memory. That's really interesting. I'm definitely
it's
gonna
really cool.
Yeah, okay.
I
I should ask a therapist if they'll come on the podcast.
Oh, I can.
Yeah, that'd be a good episode.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of it myself.
Got an appointment on Friday, so I can do that for sure.
Well, we know you, who we trust, and I'm looking at it here, and the first thing it says, very, very hard science backed. So we'll
It's definitely a thing.
Yeah.
And John, I know hard science backed. That's speaking your language.
Yeah. Well, there's like I don't know if you saw any other episodes, Stan, but I've talked quite a bit about the TMS therapy that I had, the transcranial magnetic stimulation. Yeah. But my first response when I heard about it was like magnets. I don't know about that. But So there's just some really interesting new therapies coming forward. In recent years that just sound wild, but when you look at it, it's like, that works. And we're really starting to understand the brain a lot better.
We definitely
20 years or so,
I did a cognition psychology subject last semester, and brains are wild. Brains there's some crazy stuff going on up there.
So with regards to what Danny was asking, what about like accessing the treatments that you needed? What was that process like?
It was good with Jess because I kind of knew what I wanted. I did a bit of research into EMDR therapy where I had gone through other different therapies and I just they weren't really working for me, like the classic CBT and just I needed something, I guess, more physical in a sense. Like I want to look into somatic therapy eventually to a degree. I'm still a bit dubious on that one.
I've not heard of that one either.
It's more focusing on your body, so
cool.
your whole body keeps the score, sort of thing.
Oh yeah, I've heard that saying quite a few times.
It's a book, I think.
Yeah,
An old man wrote back in the day. I think it's more based on like I could be wrong, but based on more, or maybe it's not. It might be talking about more about war, post-traumatic victims, like people that come from the war
and stuff.
Yeah, but I'm wondering. I might be getting my wires crossed, so I can't remember. Sorry.
I'm curious about the book now.
Yeah,
I'll look it up.
Awesome.
How did the diagnosis change things for you, or was it the diagnosis itself that changed things, or did things start to shift before that point through therapy and talk?
I think getting the diagnosis was like the turning point. It was me coming to terms with the fact that like I've gone through a lot of stuff in my life repeatedly in childhood. I was put into kinship care, so that was pretty wild at the age of 13. So just like kind of going through all that sort of stuff again as like a 30-year-old, because I ignored it in my 20s, was like pretty confronting. I'm really grateful for like the support I have with like close friends and being there for my ups and downs, because progress isn't always linear. So especially with EMDR therapy, it can really open up some really fragile points. Like I struggle with abandonment a lot, so that's like a big process we've had to like kind of go through. But coming to terms with the diagnosis and sitting with it and just acknowledging that I've finally like I always kind of dismissed my trauma and was like, oh, everyone goes through it, like, it's just life, these things happen. But then just kind of getting that acknowledgement from my side, being like, no, this is like quite hectic. There's these other avenues you can go down, like victim assistance, stuff like that. And just, I think that acknowledgement, it was confronting, but it helps me to be able to move forward in my life and have less of that self-abandonment that I had previously. Yeah.
And did you have, when you say not linear, like for instance, I know that I had an experience where I dealt with a bit and went to a bit of therapy when I was 13-ish.
Yeah.
And dealt with stuff in a way that quite moved me forward at that point.
Yeah.
But then years and years and years later, I started having problems, and I'm like, why am I having problems? And I found another good therapist who was like, well, now you need to figure out what that means to you as an adult.
Yeah.
It's a different, different connection to it.
Yeah. There's just like, I think, ups and downs that come with it. Yeah. I think... You're right.
Sorry.
No, you go.
I was just going to ask, self-abandonment, that's a new concept for me as well. So I just looked it up then, and it seems to be like sort of like people-pleasing or fawning. Yeah,
just kind of... I hit a point in my 30s where I was like, I didn't know who I was. Like, I had no idea who I was or what I stood for or anything. I felt so confused, and I just didn't know what was going on. I think that, just was from like a whole heap of fawning and just trying to be this person that I thought other people wanted. It's exhausting doing that. It's an exhausting time.
Yeah. I have some experience with that.
I think we all might.
learning the hard way that you can't please people because people are never pleased.
Yeah, and I still struggle with it, like the need to like over-explain myself because I'm worried I'm being like perceived the wrong way by some people. Like it's really hard for me. I sometimes just want to keep talking and to explain myself, but some people won't change their views. So
you can't please people because people are never pleased. That
exactly.
Danny 2026. I need to put that on a motivational poster.
I didn't write the quote. I saw it on social media, and as we established, we're all social media too much. I mean, that's where I heard of the body keeps the score.
In the days of AI now, doesn't that mean you created that?
Oh.
Joke,
the AI.
Yes,
don't crucify me. We all hate AI.
We all hate AI.
Well,
Yeah.
and so musically, I guess, and we've spoken to a few musicians now on the podcast, and I was so surprised at the range of answers we get because Danny and I are musicians who we feel our neurodivergence strongly impacts how we write music and the sorts of music we write. Where do you sit on that scale? Little to do with it, fair bit to do with it?
I think there's quite a bit to do with it. Maybe a bit unconsciously, but when I look back, I'm like, oh, hang on.
Yeah.
They're very like introspective songs I tend to write. More about how I'm feeling, less. I think there was more self-deprecation maybe in earlier songs, but the newer ones, I feel like I sound a bit more surer of myself in how I'm writing and like I mean the first song I released was called Pity, and like the main like line is pity me. I think it was just sort of like that real self-deprecating I don't know style, which helped. It definitely helped, but I think now it's I'm as my psych said, I'm learning that anger can be like used in a good way. It's an emotion that we should all be allowed to feel. So I think my music's probably becoming a bit more angstier. So
that's cool.
In that regard,
a way of processing things.
I definitely use it to process. For sure.
I've found as I've healed over the years too, I've started to look outward more lyrically.
Yeah, cool.
Because I'm not so stuck in here so much. Still happens. Still write songs about personal stuff, but I tend to look around a bit and go, it's not just me who's fucked up.
I tend to. A lot of my particularly early stuff had a lot of self-deprecating humor because I was influenced by TISM, so that was my whole thing. But I kind of feel like at this stage I'm moving out of self-deprecation and into my self-acceptance and community sort of phase, even though it might not be as funny.
I feel that I'm not as moody. I don't know if moody is the word. Maybe not as self-deprecating. I'm definitely a bit angrier at the world. We've got a song coming out which is definitely outward at the world. So
I mean, how could you not write about being angry at the world right now?
What do you mean? A place.
And so you've I guess with the music side of it, aside from just what you're writing about, do you feel like it impacts the actual way that you approach the physicality of the music as well? And the thought process of something as simple as chord structures or
I'm really simplistic in my approach to music. I really like to just bear all. Speaking of like AI and everything at the moment, I just feel like it gets to a point where I just want something stripped back and raw and minimalistic because there's so much stuff that's filled with everything already, and then you've got AI slop that people can't even tell if it's AI or not anymore. I think I play guitar. I have a bass guitarist and a drummer,
Yeah.
We're a simple three-piece, and I think I'd just like to keep it that way.
That song was amazing, by the way.
Oh,
It was
thank
really,
you.
really good.
It's a few years old, that one, but yeah, excited to release
Yeah.
some new stuff.
Yeah,
yeah.
if I could ask a question that's purely about the music side of things.
Yep.
I got the impression that Stan started off as a solo project, and then you had friends, other musicians come on board. Is that how it worked?
Yeah, it did. I just started playing a lot in COVID. I did music in high school, just kind of stopped, and then I had time. So started writing, and then got asked by a couple of people to play some shows. And I was like, oh, I might need to get a drummer or something to keep me in time. I don't know.
Yeah.
So got a drummer, lost a drummer, went solo for a bit again, and then got another drummer, and then got Corey, who still plays bass in the band.
Yep.
And then it became a three-piece. And then I was really lucky because I've been around in the live music scene, in bars and stuff for years, to have some friends. My friend Nell helps me record 3 singles, and yeah, it was great. It was really cool to write, and wasn't really expecting anyone to hear it, so kind of got. It was a bit of a shock. I was like, I was just doing it for myself, so
You at the bar, in the clubs that I was playing when I very first entered the music scene, like some of my earliest memories. You know,
that's it.
In my 20s, more years ago than I care to admit.
Yeah. Same also,
but that I imagine that must have rubbed off on you, being a part of the scene for so long. And then, so are you finding you're probably better as a musician now than ever?
I think so.
Like you're feeling more like you're expressing yourself better, not just playing guitar, but everything like that. But like
I think I've definitely got a bit more confident with it all. Like we had our first round. I've had a bit of a taste of everything. Music-wise, industry-wise, and I think we're ready for round 2 now, and I'm definitely feeling way more comfortable. Just trying to not have any expectations on myself. You know, being a neurodivergent person, like the need to like want to please everyone while you're a musician is incredibly hard to navigate at times. Like feeling like you're not a part of certain communities, but you don't know if you're being paranoid or if like you're just being a bit neurodivergent. I don't know, you know. So that like navigating that can be a bit murky at times, especially with social cues, talking to people. But
I really found it hard when I was a young baby musician, navigating the scene and the behind the scenes, like talking to promoters and trying to get gigs, and much less socially adept as I am compared to how I am now.
A lot of it's networking and stuff.
And that just terrified me. So I really do feel I'm not shitting on younger musicians at all. I'm very proud of the music I did in my 20s, especially with Ghost Audio. I'm very proud of that back catalogue.
Love Ghost Audio.
Yeah, but I feel like thanks. I feel like we forget that anybody loved us sometimes, you know. But I've been really proud. It was in my mid to late 30s. Now I really am saying how many years ago that I got to be the fullest version of a musician that I'd ever been. You know? And because there is something to be said. But I think it's also right for us being neurodivergent. We forget sometimes that we can figure ourselves out a little later than other people too.
Exactly. You know,
has the diagnosis and your therapy journey, has it made it easier to share songs that might be a bit kind of vulnerable or open with an audience?
Yeah, it has. I haven't really shied away from not being vulnerable when it's come to music. I try not to put on a persona at all. I'm very much just me, because it's a really raw project. I'd feel weird if I put on like a little rock star persona for it. which I kind of like. So yeah, I think it has a bit. I struggled a lot when we released an EP because I got my diagnosis around the same time. And I just kind of plummeted and burnt out a bit. So we haven't released music since then. So that was 2024. So I just had to take a bit of a step back and found it hard to write to a degree. Yeah.
If I could bring it back around a little to the self-acceptance thing, how, like, I assume that sort of is impacting you too in terms of putting yourself forward to the behind-the-scenes people as well?
Yeah.
Feeling a bit more like you belong there?
A little bit, yeah. I found even though being in the live music scene for a while and, like, I knew how to write emails because I dealt with emails when I was, like...
Yeah, I would assume you'd be connected out the wazoo, yeah.
Well, I wasn't... actually not connected, but just knew how to write an email that bookers would look at, that would read, because I dealt with so many dodgy emails back in the day. But that only took me so far. Like, the digital era's really popped off. I have no idea what's going on with, like, social media and stuff with young bands and that. Sorry, what was your question?
I was just saying, but are you feeling more like you
confident,
a little bit like you belong there now?
I think so, yeah.
And not as like your ego has gotten better, as like you're more comfortable in yourself now, so you don't feel like you're putting across a contrived sort of image that is some sort of idea of what you think they want. You know what I mean? Yeah,
I've definitely come into myself. I think for sure. Yeah.
I've like radical authenticity. Like, honestly, this is like just a theme I've seen over and over and over again. There's a social media influencer, Ready Set Squirrel. She's great.
Okay.
And she's an ADHD influencer, and she has her whole theme is radical authenticity. Because I've just found, and I really took that from her from interviewing her on the old podcast a couple of years ago. But it was I've not seen that not make anyone's life better ever.
Cool.
Like, just leaning into who you are. You know, I'm pretty sure, Danny, you've had a similar journey to me on that. Like, the more you become yourself, the happier you get.
I mean, like both of you, I guess it's an ongoing process. Like, I'm still unpacking stuff, and I'm still working on being more authentic because. I mean, like a lot of us probably grew up in times and places where authenticity wasn't looked kindly upon, and being different in any sort of way, it was something you really had to hide and suppress to get on. I mean, I know when I went to high school, nobody was being themselves because it was only the people I kept in touch with after high school whose real identities and personalities began to emerge.
Yeah.
While I was there, everybody was just trying to fit in and avoid attracting the wrong kind of attention. So I think it's kind of drilled into us from a young age. It's dangerous to be your full self, and it can take many years or decades to really to break out of that, I think. Yeah, and it's a journey I'm still on, for sure.
I wonder if you ever finish that journey,
Yeah, probably not.
I feel like it's awesome, older people.
My mum's neurodivergent, only recently started to get diagnosed, and she's still finding that out,
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. I think school too, I mean, the whole premise of it is not based in authenticity for those kids, you know what I mean? It's like, here are 7 things you can pick from, and you have to be good at one or all of those 7, and that's your life now. And it's like, how about we figure out what they're good at and encourage that? But there's none of that.
I know that trying to be fake and trying to put on a front has never worked out well for me in the long term.
It never works. It ends up catching up with you at the end, I think. I had a kind of fortunate schooling time because home was really bad. I really enjoyed going to school. I do look back and I feel like there might have been some bullying, which I thought was all of us just having fun. But it was kind of like my safe haven to a degree. But everyone was like, no one was themselves. We were all just trying to fit in.
Yep.
Yeah, I was class clown, so yeah.
Oh yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did well.
I can see how that would lead to bartending as well.
yeah. When you look back, it's all kind of like a weird canon event.
Yeah.
It's like a graph, you know. It's never a straight line, but you can sort of see how the trend is this way, this direction.
Yeah.
But not in the saying bartending is a negative thing. I'm just saying,
Oh no,
I feel like
no.
that's a skill that would be translatable into being a good bar. Well, not bartending.
You need jokes.
In charge.
Yeah. You need jokes.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
So, I guess we've run a lot through, authenticity and finding yourself. I think I'll try and make the core of this, people with CPTSD. But I guess what advice would you give for someone going through that same struggle with the hindsight that you have now? How would you talk to them, and what advice would you give them to just sort of give them a nudge in the right direction?
I think, the definition of CPTSD and why it's different to PTSD is it's not a single event. It's like repeated events by a trust loved one. So, it's hard to kind of come to terms with, and I feel like it's natural to kind of run away from it, but I do recommend sitting with yourself and asking yourself questions about how you feel more than trying to be perceived by the other world, and be gentle on yourself, because I think people with CPTSD, our self-worth isn't very high, and that's kind of been ingrained to us a bit, unfortunately, by the trauma we've gone through. And I'm saying this, but I still need to be kinder with myself. Just be gentle, be kind, take it a day at a time, because it's hard. We experience things that not everyone does. The weather might bring back a memory of a really bad time in your childhood, and it might be a beautiful sunny day, but it's some weird temperature and you've gotten a sense of something, and then it brings back memories that you don't really want to think about, and be gentle with yourself. Your trauma is valid.
Are there feelings of guilt in there somewhere that you need to extricate yourself from somehow?
Absolutely.
How did you manage to?
There's so much guilt and shame I think you experience with it, and I don't know if I've fully eroded myself with guilt and shame. I think there's still a bit there. It's just you just got to be kind to yourself, because if you start going down that spiral of self-hate, I think the thing that happened to me was I thought I was such an awful person. You kind of manifested a bit in a sense, with the I was just binge drinking 24/7, taking drugs left, right, and center. It's just you got to just kind of sit with yourself and be a bit kind, and
I guess when you don't, I've been through the whole very hardcore alcoholism in my 20s, especially my mid to late 20s, and drug addiction, unfortunately even younger than that, but there's just no feeling of it's a complex web of different things that you want to escape from, but also there's this sort of almost self-punishment kind of
a little bit
element to it. Yeah.
You just think you're not worth of kind of living a normal life, I guess. So there's a lot of that. For sure. And
then kind of the worse those problems get, the more you start to display. Unfortunately, those habits end up in you just starting to display some unacceptable behaviors, and it's not very good. So I know what you mean by the whole self-manifesting side of it. Yeah,
I had a weird moment in EMDR therapy, which some people might find strange, but I felt love for myself for the first time, and it was just this warmth in my chest. And I was explaining this feeling to my psych, because they asked what are you feeling in your body and stuff, and I'm oh, I feel really warm in my chest, And I was like smiling, and I felt really nice. And she was like, I think that might be like love for yourself. And I was like, oh, this is what it feels like. This is really nice. So I think that was a really big turning point for me, for sure.
Yeah. Prior to that, did you always feel like, there was a part of yourself that I guess you felt a bit distant from, like you couldn't fully integrate it? And after that, it was like, oh, now I can love and embrace
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like that weird part of me, like I've started transitioning, doing that in your mid-30s is pretty wild to go through a second puberty, but it's something I'd been wanting since I was a kid, but I found it hard to talk to anyone about it. And I think acknowledging my trauma was just like the stepping process to then be able to like acknowledge other things and who I actually am, which is wonderful. Yeah.
We haven't spoken in quite a while in person, sort of in person this is. Yeah. I can see it. I can see it. Like you seem so much more comfortable with yourself.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
It's great.
Yeah.
I've been lucky enough to have quite a few trans friends in my life, and I've seen, known them pre and post transition, and I mean, I think most people just need to have a trans person in their life to understand why.
Yeah, I think so.
Absolutely, it's not a bad thing.
It's not.
It's the best thing that could possibly ever happen to that person.
Honestly, the relief I felt was crazy. I thought I had just had my year a month ago, but I went to the doctors today, and it's my year in 2 days. So.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
But it's a very grateful for my brain allowing myself to have some self-compassion and
I'm imagining struggling with both those things at the same time would be a wild time in the brain.
The brain be a bit wild up here, but that is for sure. It's really nice coming into myself, mid-30s now, so I'm looking forward to my 40s, to be honest.
Cool.
I think it's going to be good. Yeah,
it sounds like it's shaping up to be potentially the best decade ever.
Exactly.
Start stretching first. Start stretching now.
I know that feeling already. Don't you worry about that.
Avoid roller coasters.
Avoid roller coasters and stretch. Yeah.
And I guess there would have been a lot of repression about everything. Like if you're dealing with trauma, and you're also dealing with like being transgender and trying not. It's a lot to try not to think about.
Yeah, and growing up an hour out of Townsville for primary school in the 90s, early 2000s. So it was a bit of a time.
Ouch.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit of a time.
Love Townsville. Toured there quite a bit, but
they have a
great place to be you at that time.
They have a great metal scene up there.
Yeah,
punk metal scene. But I limit my time up there to a few days. So
cool. I was thinking about way back in the bar days when I was still in my first band, and us having conversations. When the back at Rick's was just that one little smoking area, it wasn't connected to the other bit.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly what it was that you said, but it was that we were having a conversation, and I can't remember what I said either, but I just remember you expressing appreciation that I was just like being matter of fact and going, oh yeah, blah blah blah, what about, because you were telling me I think some deep things and stuff, and I was just like, wow, I felt privileged that I made you feel comfortable, but I also felt a little sadness. I was like, wow, that you felt such trouble expressing such things to another human being, and so I really, really, really appreciate seeing how well everything's worked out in the end.
It was definitely hard for me to talk about my feelings, and took a long
time. Now here you are on a podcast,
and now here I am yapping away. So
cool. I was a little worried. I was like, is he going to be really anxious, or what are we going to do? But Yeah,
I think
it's
it's
cool.
been okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's been good.
Yeah.
So I do have another question though, which is like, how do you feel about the future now? Your future, music's future.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been asked this question, or like future questions, like where do you see yourself in the future? And
Yes. It's a job interview. Yeah.
well, like just
5 years.
I always never saw like I was always like I won't live past 25. I won't live past 30. Now I'm at a point where I don't have that in my brain. So I feel like the future's looking pretty good for me. I don't have like a time limit, like metaphorically or self-destructively in my brain, being like, you know, it'll be done by this time. I'm looking forward to doing things. I love creating. Kind of wish I got into music a little earlier, but that's okay. We're here now.
Yeah.
And like we said, right now seems to be sort of the best time.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I am studying a social work and psychology degree. I'm in my 3rd year. I just got awarded a scholarship, which is incredible.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Cool.
So like, you know, doing that as a mid-30-year-old's pretty hectic as well, but
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see the fruits of my labor, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think just looking forward to what's coming up in life is nice. You know?
Yeah. How do you balance all these like the study and work at the moment and not get burnt out, especially with a neurodivergent mind?
I chill out quite a lot actually. I have a lot of downtime. I've got my cat. I'm really into wrestling, like sports entertainment wrestling. So that takes up my time. I've just gotten into Assassin's Creed again. So I find my ways. And I think just like knowing in my brain that like I'm comfortable with myself now helps the burnout a bit. I don't know how to explain it. It just
makes sense.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. Less stressed.
Yeah. I mean, the core of your brain is in a better place. Even if there's still some stuff going on up there.
I definitely have some like overwhelming moments, and like that's why I feel like, you know, maybe getting ADHD or autism diagnosis this year would help with the brain slowing down, because it's still it's quite fast up there. So yeah.
If I can give one piece of advice, because this is where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
Don't view the diagnosis as the end of that journey. Continue to get help from someone who knows what they're talking about. Because I've really been struggling this year, even though I'm in a much better place. I got my TMS therapy. I'm not having these really extreme emotional overwhelms and reactions. But I can still burn myself out pretty well. And so I need to go. I'm working on getting some help with managing myself a bit better, because I know, hearing your music, I think that could get a lot busier. You know? And then becoming a psychologist and whatnot, you know, so it's good to know the right tools and
that's
whatnot. You know?
Very, very true. I still struggle with the whole keeping busy. You know, do need to sit sometimes, but I think I've learnt my lesson after the EP and the CPTSD diagnosis and the kind of crash out that followed that. So
that's good.
A couple of years break.
I was like, well, why am I still having problems? I've been diagnosed.
Nah, it doesn't work like that.
I saw the diagnosis as the start of the journey. It was okay, now I can do it all again, and I can try some of the things that I couldn't succeed at the first time, but I can do it my way. Like, not to sound like Frank Sinatra or anything.
Got straight in my head.
Frank Sinatra, or I think Sid Vicious was the other one who sang that.
Sid.
Yeah. But I can do it my way now.
You can.
So where can people find you online, your music?
Yes, you can find us at Stan the Band on Instagram. We have a link tree there that'll take you to streaming links. We're on all the platforms except for Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
I've taken us off Spotify for values.
Yeah.
And, you know, it might hinder us, but I think values in this day and age are more important than 0.005 cents or whatever you get off them. So we're all capitals Stan. We're on Apple Music, Tidal, which I recommend. Also Bandcamp. You can find us there as Stan the Band.
Are you doing like a distribution service?
Gyro Stream.
Yeah, so I assume you'd be on like YouTube and stuff as well.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
just
we're on
like
YouTube
audio
too.
tracks.
Yeah. I'm really good at keeping up with all that stuff, as you can tell. Yeah.
No, I've just found if someone starts to go, oh, you know, on Spotify, everyone's on Spotify. Like, well, I'm on YouTube. And they're like, oh, okay. That's the easiest one to get them to go to instead.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, definitely. I'm like, listen to my solo stuff on YouTube so you can see the videos to go with it.
Yeah, especially your videos, Danny.
The videos of me dancing around all goofy, pulling faces and stuff.
I haven't seen you for years. I saw you in like 2017 do a gig at like the New Globe, I think.
Sounds familiar.
It was so
Sounds
good.
very
It
familiar.
was so good.
You've got to see the new stuff. Well, Danny, next time you're playing, I'll hit up Stan and see if we're both free, and we'll come.
Hell
and see
yeah.
you. I haven't seen you in a little while. As well.
Hell yeah.
That would be brilliant. I don't know when the next Danny WX gig is, but
Danny,
I'm down.
people know where to find me if they want to offer me one.
Danny's had a Danny's had a similar like kind of self-acceptance journey where he's melded the sort of. Well, I'm explaining for you, but sorry, but
that's
the comedy into like more real, heartfelt stuff, and somehow done that seamlessly. And we've talked a couple of times on the podcast about. I think it's just because it's the authenticity we're talking about.
Radical authenticity.
Yeah.
When I went from Captain Cake to Danny WX, I mean, a few people thought I'd pulled a Joji or something. And they're like, oh, well, so you're not doing comedy anymore? And I'm like, no, there's comedy, but it's mixed in with heartfelt stuff.
Yeah.
Like there's still stories that are just, you know, wacky stuff I've just made up, but there's some personal stuff in there as well. But it's all authentic.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And I'm definitely trying to put on a neurodivergent lineup, like
hell yeah.
not a festival, but a more than your average lineup length kind of thing next year. So you should both be on that.
Incredible.
Yeah, we're probably going to take it actually from like Brisbane, out Ipswich, maybe Gold Coast, Sunshine Coast.
Oh,
yeah.
Awesome.
See what we can do.
Yeah, I've got a drummer with raging ADHD, so I don't know.
Drums is the best place.
Yeah. One of those classic ADHD types, you know, the traditional.
My new band, literally every single person in it is neurodivergent.
Incredible.
Actually, every single person I think has ADHD. So at least.
Yeah,
it's great.
That's how we work together.
Yeah. Okay, cool. That was a really, really great chat.
Thank you, Stan. That was brilliant.
Thank you, Danny.
To stay on after we stop being live. Wow, that was such a great chat. We've got to get you back on. We need to talk at some point, Danny, about, I don't know if the conversation's going well. Do we just keep going past an hour? You know?
Yeah.
Well,
it went pretty quick.
Yeah.
I do like to yap. I do like to talk. Yeah.
You were great. Thank you, Stan.
Thank you.
And for the listeners, I'd like to remind you to subscribe.
Like, subscribe. We are currently on only Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Anyone listening live, you can. We'll have this uploaded by tomorrow night to both YouTube and Facebook. We should start live streaming to Facebook automatically by the next episode, so that should all work. Thank you, everybody. We are the Neurodivergent Normal, and this has been Stan. What an amazing song story. Live.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Until next time. Thank you.